This is Marie Bennett back with part 2 of the Christmas card and gift card holder video. What we have to do is create the front of the card and the tags to put in the two treat bags. So let's go ahead and get started with the front of the card. So we need a piece that is 2.5 by 3.5 of Very Vanilla, and we need the basic black archival ink stamping pad, and we need the train, and that's all that goes on this piece is just the train. Okay, there's my train, and on this piece of 4 by 5.25 inch Very Vanilla, I'm going to stamp in this black ombre ink the greeting and the North Pole direction sign. Okay, so this is the lighter end. Let's start with the North Pole, and I want the bottom of the North Pole to be lighter than the top of the sign. And I'm just going to kind of roll it back and forth. I don't want to bounce it up and down or try to get the ink in the same place twice. I just want it to get inky one time. See what happened. I don't think I did it, but leave it there for a second. See what happens. Oh yes, perfect. Now there's a little ridge going through here, but that's okay. That's just where the groove in the ombre stamp, there's no ink in the groove, so that's just the way it looks sometimes, and that's fine with me. Okay, the next thing I want to ink is the greeting, sending a little Christmas magic your way. And for that, I'm using the basic gray archival ink. And it's going to go up toward the top and to the left. There you go. Okay, and then our train will go right here. But before we put the train on, I need to, you know what, I think I need some smoky slate for this. Use my dauber. And I'm going to daub all around the edge of this train in smoky slate. And then I'm going to start daubing the card with my dauber. I just want to make it look smoky. So I don't know how dark this is going to be, so I'm going to start under where the greeting would be and just kind of give it some cloudy looking smoke going around. And then just a little wisp of smoke. This is a coal burning train, I decided, so it's got a lot of smoke. Okay, now on the card itself, I really kind of want to get it smoky looking, so I'm just going to, but I don't want it to be dark anywhere. I'll start here where it's black and just kind of fill it in. Okay. And then that goes on there. And I use dimensionals for that. I'm going to use 5 dimensionals. One in the middle and one on each corner. Right there, I think, is good. Okay, now I just need to adhere this to the front of the card, and I'm going to use fast fuse for that. Oops, my fast fuse is done for. And this gets about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, if I'm lucky. Looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so the front of the card is done. Now I just need to make the 2 tags that go in the treat bag holders. We're going to start with this tag, and to create this tag I used another stamp set called Tin of Tags. The reason I bought this one was because I like this go ahead tear it open, but for this gift card holder I'm using This Is For You. And I'm going to be stamping in Garden Green. And I want to kind of center it toward the top. And I remember my Garden Green is really juicy, so I have to be careful. Okay, This Is For You. And we also needed another piece of cherry cobbler as a backing for this very vanilla. And the cherry cobbler is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And I want these corners to kind of match. So I'm going to use my corner rounder punch, and I'm going to punch both corners at the same time so that it's an exact match. There. And then there's a hole punched here where the ribbons go. So I'm going to also punch both holes at the same time. And I'm using my 1/4 inch handheld circle punch. And I see that they have been discontinued, but they are still available on the clearance rack. So if you don't have one of these, you might want to consider going to the clearance rack, and while you're there, check out all the other cool stuff that's available. Because who doesn't want a bargain? Alright, so this tag is ready to put together. The next thing we need to do is this ribbon, because this is what holds the gift card. And so when what you would do is just slip your gift card in there. We got home with a room key from the hotel, and so I just use that as a sample, but that is how you would put the gift card in the card. Okay, so to put the ribbon on, I'm using Smoky Slate 1/8 inch stitched ribbon, and so I'm just going to cut it off long enough to wrap around the card. And then using glue dots, I'm going to attach it to the back of the card, up about 1 inch. These glue dots are left from my last paper pumpkin kit. Might as well use them. Okay, now take the back off. Stick the ribbon on. Squish that on there really good. Okay, now I'm going to tie a bow. Okay, so there's the bow. Then the next thing I want to do is, really I want this bow to be a little more symmetrical. The next thing I want to do is attach the tails of the bow on the back side of the card. So let's kind of figure out, actually I'm just going to use some fast fuse across there, and then just wherever I stick it, it'll be good. Okay, so let's put this one here. Put this one like right there. Cut the tails off. Okay, now this card is ready, this is ready to adhere to the cherry cobbler. So I'm using fast fuse. I want to line up these holes. There. Alright, for the ribbon on the top, I've used this same smoky slate stitched 1/8 inch ribbon and cherry cobbler from, this is called 3/8 inch silky taffeta ribbon. It's in the holiday catalog this year. And I've just like cut a piece, looped it through, and pulled it. And to finish it off, I put a dazzling diamond, or whatever you call these things, a diamond rhinestone right here on the eye. Okay, so I'll finish that after we do the next tag, which is this cute little tag made using garden green ink and cherry cobbler ink, and this piece of Very Vanilla that is cut at 2.5 by 4, and it also is punched right there. So I'm going to go ahead and punch it first using that same 1/4 inch punch. Just punch it where I want the hole to be. Whoops. Alright, now for this one the stamping is a little different because this stamp is so much bigger than the paper I'm putting it on. So what I do is lay the stamp down flat, open up my ink pad, and put the ink on as much of the stamp as I'm going to use. So I'm not inking up the whole stamp, just pretty much this corner. Okay, then this is the top side of the tag, so I'm going to flip it over very carefully. It doesn't matter if it's straight because it kind of looks cool when it isn't. And then I have a piece of foam, just a stiff foam, and I just put it on straight down and press all around and then lift it up. Try to lift it up. There. There's my tag. And I see I got a little smudge right here. Now that may bother me enough that I have to trim that much of that off. I think it is going to, so later I'll trim that off. But right now I'm going to finish this, and since I know I'm probably going to trim off 1/8 of an inch here, I'll move my next stamp over enough that I won't have to worry about trimming off my stamp. So this is cherry cobbler, and we're using the stamp set Twinkle Trees, this little cup and this heart-shaped steam. Since I'm doing both in cherry cobbler, I just do them both at the same time. Arrange the stamp on the stamp block just the way I want it. Ink it up. Test it. Looks good. Ink it up again. And put it down here. There. Alright, now for all that's left with this tag, besides trimming off the little ink spot, is adding ribbon and this little gingerbread boy. And what I used for the ribbon up here is Very Vanilla satin ribbon, which is in the general catalog. Beautiful, very vanilla. And that cherry cobbler that I used on this tag, and some gold out of gold and cherry cobbler twine, both out of a set called Twine Trio pack, and it also comes with garden green. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these tags, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it done. I trimmed off my little smudge there and finished tying the ribbons, and now the only thing left to do with this is stick it in the card. That slips in there, and this one slips in here, and there's the completed gift card holder. Well, I hope that you'll make one similar to this. You wouldn't have to use this exact stamp set or these exact papers, but just the basic idea. It's a really cute way to send a card and a gift card at the same time. Well, thanks for watching, and happy stampin'!